अगाडि बढ्ने जिम्मेवारी आज अब युवा पुस्ताहरूको काँधमा आएको छ। विश्वकै भविष्य युवा पुस्ताको नेतृत्वमा अगाडि बढिरहेको देख्दा हामीलाई खुसी लागेको छ। हामी विश्वास गर्छौँ कि नेपालीहरूलाई अवसर दियो भने उनीहरूले अद्भुत कामहरू गर्न सक्छन् भनेर नेपालीहरूले बारम्बार प्रमाणित गरेका छन्। अङ्ग्रेजीमा अलिकति व्याख्या गर्न चाहन्छु। So, just this week I had the chance to meet some 9 Nepali climbers, including Mikma Sherpa of 14 Peaks fame. And they reached the top of Mount Denali in Alaska, United States. For us, it's our highest mountain, but for Nepal, it's just a small hill. The greatest mountaineers in the world, in the history of the world, they're all from Nepal. We have seen Nepali-founded companies flourish in both countries. I think of KNA Power. It's run by an American, a Nepali-American, founded in America. It's created hundreds of jobs in both countries, and it's helping American utilities upgrade their grids to do green power. Similarly, Leapfrog Technologies, run by a Nepali, helped American cities to distribute vaccines during the COVID crisis. Nepali Americans are doing great things all over the world. We think of people like Vishnu Maya Pariyar. Her story is part of the Massachusetts State School curriculum, and she advises the mayor of New Jersey City. Kiran Joshi founded Incessant Rain Studios, who did the animation of Kung Fu Panda. Pradeep Humage just returned from America and is coach of the football team. Arthur Gunn, also known as Dibesh Pokharel, was runner-up in the American 2020 American Idol competition. Prabal Gurung designed clothes for Barack and Michelle Obama. And Nepali peacekeepers are all over the world. Nepal is the second largest provider of peacekeeping forces, and the largest per capita, and has a strong tradition of loving peace. And all of us know, Nepal is not only known for its amazing people and beautiful scenery, but because of its strong commitment to democracy, human rights, and global peace. And for our country, everything the United States does here in Nepal is to support this country's amazing people and empower them to do even greater things at home and abroad. Antamama alikati feri Nepali bhashama व्याख्या गर्न चाहन्छु। So, जहाँसम्म अमेरिकाको नेपालसँगको सम्बन्धको कुरा छ, हामी स्पष्ट छौँ र स्पष्ट पार्न चाहन्छौँ। हामी नेपाललाई एक बलियो, सार्वभौम, लोकतान्त्रिक र समृद्ध भएको हेर्न चाहन्छौँ। हामी पारस्परिक सम्मानमा आधारित सम्बन्ध चाहन्छौँ र हामी नेपाल र आफ्ना छिमेकीसँग पारस्परिक सम्मानमा आधारित बलियो सम्बन्ध बनाएको हेर्न चाहन्छौँ। अन्त्यमा पुनः एक पटक भन्न चाहन्छु, हामी नेपाललाई प्रो युएसए, प्रो इन्डिया वा प्रो चाइना होइन, प्रो नेपाल भएको हेर्न चाहन्छौँ र अमेरिका नेपालको लोकतन्त्र र मानवाधिकारको संरक्षण र आर्थिक समृद्धिमा हातेमालो गर्न चाहन्छौँ। आज यहाँहरूलाई आउने गरेको दशैँको शुभकामना। आयोजकलाई पुनः पटक धन्यवाद।
Thank you, Your Excellency, Mr. Mahotsav. I must say your Nepali is flawless. In fact, it is better than mine. It was a pleasure hearing from you. Thank you so much once again. Ladies and gentlemen, similarly, please put your hands together for His Excellency, Mr. Helen Goddard, Ambassador of Israel to Nepal, for his special remark.
Namaste. Shalom. Shalom. Right, Honorable Prime Minister, the Honorable Minister of Foreign Affairs, Dr. Adhikari, my colleagues, Ambassador, Acting Ambassador, and all distinguished guests, I must apologize. My Nepali is not so fluent as my friend. Mero Israeli nam Hanan Godero, Tore Mero Nepali nam Dilbagoro. This seminar is on international relations. And I think that the title is Nepal and the World Order. And we all have an open question. Is there a world order? Is there an order? Or maybe there is a disorder? Has diplomacy led the world in the last 100 years to achievements, to eternal peace, or we still have conflicts? Unfortunately, sometimes in the last 10, 20 years, we had one vision. Unfortunately, today, maybe the vision is a little bit different. But there must be an order, and there must be peace, and there must be a real order that is respecting countries. When we talk about Nepal, it's a good question whether we talk about Nepal of 2022 or 100 years ago when it was a tiny kingdom surrounded or even locked and not open. But things have changed. Things have changed in Nepal and things have changed all over the world. Things have also changed in the Middle East. I come from Jerusalem, I come from Israel. It's a very small country. Dere Sanodesh. It's the size of Israel is about one of the provinces of Nepal. And many people, when they hear a lot about Israel, they think it's a big country. It is not. But still, we are all equal. 193 members of United Nations are all equal. We all have the vote, and we are all equal in this aspect, and we are all sovereign in this aspect. Nepal and Israel, it's well known, have established relations in 1960. This is already, we celebrated, we marked it in Sundarijal, in Bibi Museum, and we had a very nice event there to remember that courageous step that was taken in 1960. And Israel and Nepal has excellent relations ever since. Israel will never forget that Nepal at that time was the first one, and for 30 years, the only country from this part of the world to have relations with Israel. Thank you. And during the years, I think this is a lovely example how countries can cooperate. And when countries cooperate, it is for the benefit of both countries. And especially when we talk about small countries, this is for the benefit of both sides. Now, as we all know, and as we look at the map of the globe, we have small countries, we have smaller countries, we have medium countries, and we have big countries. This is the reality, and this is the world. It doesn't mean that the small or the big is more important or less important. And in this aspect, what we have to remember is even though that you are small, you have your moral views. And I think that in this aspect, the Right Honorable Prime Minister, your views are more important than the views of big countries, and I don't want to say the names, because your international policy has no interests. Your international policy is becoming because you view every case as it is. And this is an important message that we all have to understand. Big and small, small and big, we are all the same. And sometimes where you are a small country, like Nepal and like Israel, surrounded by big forces. And this is the reality. When the big forces are in a conflict, it is our problem. When the big partners or the big neighbors are in love, it is also our problem. In any case, this is a challenge. And for small countries to manage to run your international policy, it is always a challenge and always complicated. We appreciate your friendship, and I'm sure that this friendship will continue as the first 62 years to the next 62 years and to even the 620 years in the future. So I really thank you very, very much for all the good relations, the good efforts, and all the good things that you are doing.
Thank you, Your Excellency, Mr. Hanan Godar. It was an honor for all of us here to listen to your special remark. And now, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our chief guest, our Right Honorable Prime Minister Sher Bahadur Deoba, for his special remark with a huge round of applause.
In the international politics that will have impact on the future course of the world order. It is not natural for us to expect that any change in the world order must take care of the needs and aspirations of a developing country like Nepal. Therefore, Nepal always speaks for the world order that is just, equitable, inclusive, and fair to everyone. We call for the world order that respects the principles signed the Charter of United Nations. We strongly believe multilateralism with the United Nations at its center. Friends, COVID-19 pandemic disturbed life, livelihoods, economics everywhere. The fallout of economic distress will be more acute in the developing countries, including in our region. The pandemic revealed anomalies of the unequal where the most vulnerable were hardest hit. Economic hardship caused by the pandemic is multiplied by the large scale crisis in recent times. The price of food and fertilizer have surged. Supply chains have been